So today, our mindfulness practice is going to be mindful emotions. Okay. We're going to focus on mindfulness as paying attention with emotions. And when we get distracted, we can always gently, without judgment, come back. That's the practice. And the key for mindful emotions is that there isn't good and bad emotions. There are emotions as they are. And usually those emotions that we see as the enemy, for me, it was anxiety, is actually the emotion that we need to befriend more and become best friends with. That was my lesson. Now anxiety shows up. I'm like, there you are. Thank you for joining again. Let's get to know each other one more time. What are you here to teach me? So that's going to build that emotional intelligence so that when anxiety rises now, it's not stress response, amygdala, right? Flagging, uh-oh, something dangerous is happening. It's an emotion. Emotions don't hurt me. Emotions are just part of this human experience. So we're going to notice emotions. We call it name it to tame it. We're going to just let emotions come, be with them, have compassion, welcoming. And then if they stay a little longer, curiosity, no judgment. And if they go, they go. Like clouds in the sky, emotions, thoughts, they come and go and pass by. So let's get to practice in Here in the Now podcast. We'll start with our mindful seated position. You can go ahead and repeat after me if you'd like, the way we do at Mindful Life Project. I've got my feet on the floor. I've got my spine in a line. I've got my hands in my lap and my heart to the sky. And the offering and invitation is allowing the eyes to close. That's so we can really go inwardly with minimal distractions of the external world. But if that doesn't feel comfortable, a soft gaze below is always available. We're going to start as we always do with mindful listening. So try to stay with the sound of the bell as long as it goes for. And so the sound might be there for shorter or longer, but how are we able to tune into the present moment with the sound? So paying attention on purpose, specifically and strategically in the here and now, without judgment. So as you arrive, welcome yourself, welcome your mind. If it's having lots of thoughts, lots of to-do lists, future, past, let it be and just welcome it. No judgment. Notice the body and let it arrive. Let it sink a little more and just notice what it's telling us without judgment. And then just check into the heartscape. So wherever you are in this day, whatever's been going on, mindfulness is about cultivating that compassionate lens of awareness. So as we're entering our practice and noticing our experience, let's just cultivate a little bit of mindful breathing to really sink in and drop into the here and now. Just notice the inhale and the exhale. Just tracking it like you track your favorite show, your favorite song, your favorite book, just watching it, not needing to change or be any different. Noticing the in, the pause, and the out. And just noticing if there's any change in the breath. Mindfulness is not about having to do anything or change anything. It's just allowing what's here to be here with compassion. Inevitably, thoughts will pop up, will take us away into a train of association. Emotions might arise. Physical sensations will come up. And those aren't things to change or fix. They're just little notes, little messages. Oh, that's calling our attention. And without judgment, we gently come back to our focus. So see if you can just stay with one more cycle of breath from the beginning, middle, and end. And now we're going to shift awareness to mindful emotions, noticing, naming them, curiousness in where they show up, and really just playing with the befriending and welcoming. There you are. We are not our emotions. We are not our thoughts. They're the experience of this human beingness. And we can watch these experiences. We don't get entangled by them, lost in the fog of the stress response, the wishing it were different, the wanting it to be a different way. We can come back to welcoming. Here is this full human experience as it is. So, like you're sending yourself little text messages, maybe, or making little post-it notes. Just start in the next minute or so, naming the emotions that are arising or the spaciousness without emotions, without needing it to be a certain way. And then noticing if there is a resistance and just noticing without judging that. Well, there's an emotion that has been avoided, neglected, pushed away for many, many years, maybe. This is new, maybe. This trying to welcome, to befriend with a compassionate heart. And just like anything, it takes the cultivating, the tending to, the continued practice without needing to wish it were different. And as we come to the end of focusing on mindful emotions with this compassionate heart, see what has shifted or stayed the same. And then the true companion to mindfulness is heartfulness, compassion, self and others. So as we close today on this holding space, creating space, engaging in community, may you just hold compassion within your whole being. If you'd like to place your hand in your heart, we can go through our little heartfulness. Just know that you're human. We are human. We're learning. We're growing. And we have that past experience that maybe has conditioned us to avoid, neglect, push away, resist. Being with ourselves and being with ourselves in a whole new radical way, that befriending and loving our full humanness. We'll close practice with the sound of the bell as long as it goes.